I'm Steve Havey with Havey Outdoors and Havey Game Calls, along with Charles Warga here, the Christian Deer Hunters Association.
Hello.
And today we just got a hunting quick tip about setting up for toms and how to read them in the spring.
Yeah, so turkey season's starting to, or it's getting close, and we're definitely getting excited for it.
Oh yeah,
But
always excited.
But the tip that we want to bring today deals with how to judge a tom, how to take a look at him and try to figure out what situation he's in, what's all about him, so that you can set up the proper spread for him. So we're going to show a clip today on a particular tom that we went out real early in the morning. We worked some birds, and we didn't get a shot. Wasn't successful. So we ended up driving around. We found this bird that was all flocked up. So we consider him a flocked tom. And he had all of his hens. He's working them. But at 9:30 in the morning, it was later in the season, so we knew that those hens were going to be going off to the nest relatively soon. So we figured it was going to be a bird that was going to be lonely pretty quick and might be something we could work.
Yeah.
So we went out there. We did some got as close as we could. We were watching him. He was definitely the mature bird for that group. So we knew he was aggressive. He had been fending off other birds, so we knew that we could use maybe a breeding hen with a breeding jake. We could possibly bring in a strutting tom as well, but we didn't have much experience with this bird. We haven't watched him much in the past. So
the real aggressive birds will go after the strutting tom a
Yep.
little more. That's pretty
wasn't
aggressive,
sure on
yeah.
that, so we went with kind of in between with that breeding hen and a breeding jake right on top of him. So he was out in the middle of a field. We were working our way through a little field that we had no cover to get through. So as we crested that hill, we worked our way back and got in some cover. We were maybe 300 yards away from him and did some light calling, or actually some loud calling so that he could hear us, but nothing too super aggressive. But we did get those decoys set up. We got set up in some cover, and we just hoped for those hens to leave him so that he'd maybe come over and check out what all this commotion was that we were making. So lo and behold, a few minutes later, started working our way over, his way over to us when those hens started heading off into the woods. He still wanted to be seen. It was a beautiful Sunday morning before church. So he worked his way over a little ways. He started coming up the hill on the backside. We could hear him gobbling there. And as soon as he crested the hill, you'll see it in the video, we could see him before he could see the decoys, but he kind of took his time coming over the crest, and once he saw a decoy, he started strutting, acting all big and tough. But he got a little bit further, noticed that there was a breeding hen decoy underneath him.
Yeah,
and holy cow, he dropped his fan. He kind of stayed in his half strutting phase and came running over, and it was so much fun to get him right in that. He was about 12 or 15 yards away from the gun when Aiden took a great shot and got his first bird, nice mature, and I was just excited to make a big memory
I'll
with
get him.
So,
it's always exciting when those birds are committed and they just see that decoy,
Yep.
and they just drop down like you said in that half strut
Yep.
and come tearing in.
the way that sun is shining off of
Yep.
those feathers as he's wobbling in there,
Yeah.
it was just exciting. I was shaking.
Your heart starts going.
Yep. But I guess judging the toms like that, we've got a couple other videos coming up that we'll talk about some other situations on how to set it up. But to me, it reminds me a lot of our Christian walk and how we also, if we were in the turkey's position or in the turkey's point of view, we have to watch out for how the devil is setting up decoys, how he's reading us, how he's judging us, how he's trying to figure out how to cause us to stumble.
Yep.
So going to 1 Peter 5, starting in 8. Be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary the devil prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. Resist him, firm in your faith, knowing that the same kinds of suffering are being experienced by your brotherhood throughout the world. And it's something that we see every day, where people are failing, people are getting distracted from exactly what we're supposed to be doing. And it's definitely a tough time in our culture, in our situation. We're on 1 year now with being socially distanced, and it's something that I wish they would have said physically distanced, not socially distanced, because as it said there, experienced by your brotherhood throughout the world. Um, it's so much easier, so much better if you can fight together. I think you had something you wanted to add with that.
Yeah, just it reminds me of another verse in the Bible. It's iron sharpens iron, and
Yep.
you know, you might be we might be distance right now, but you know, keep in contact with your brothers, sisters in the Lord, and you know, iron sharpens iron. So
Yep.
keep in contact with each other and stay strong. And
For sure, cord of three strands is not easily broken, and we've got a pretty wily enemy out there that is doing everything he can to keep us from doing what we're supposed to. Keep our gaze, keep our focus off of what it's all about. And that's Jesus Christ and what He did for us. So there'll be more videos coming here in the next short time. So we'll stay tuned and
we
anything else
hope
you
you
wanna-
enjoyed this video, and like Charles said, there will be more coming. So stay tuned for those.